Mr. Grewal first.
Sure. Thank you, Minister, for being here. I really want to focus on what the budget does for young Canadians. As a recent grad, well, not so recent, but not so long out of school, the cost of education is going up every year, especially post-secondary education. And we spoke about innovation and growth, and at the heart of that is ensuring that we have the talent to build our innovation agenda and grow our economy. And education is the single most powerful tool to change your circumstance and contribute to society and the economy. You mentioned earlier about the grants that we're going to be doubling. Can you also please elaborate on how we're going to make it easier for students to manage their debt load because the cost of education is increasing?
So, thanks for the question. I think, this is an important issue. I would say the very first way we're going to help students to manage the debt is by helping them not to have as much. So I do have to go back to the student grants. I mean, I think pretty well every student would rather have less debt. So by increasing the grants for low-income students and for middle-income students and for part-time students, will make a material impact on the actual amount of debt they have when they graduate from school. That's step number one. Step number two is we're creating a significantly larger number of summer jobs for students. So again, first you have a higher grant. Second, you actually provide more jobs. So our summer job program will increase by 300,000 the number of jobs for students, so that'll give them more opportunity to earn money during their summers so that they will be able to pay off a portion of their debt. So that's step one. Step two, and then step three is in order to enable them to not have to pay their debt until they get to a reasonable amount of income, we've allowed for, I believe it's up to $25,000. Until a student earns $25,000, they won't have to pay the debt or begin paying the debt, which allows them at least a time period whereas they get their first job or as they get into the first serious long-term employment, they're not burdened with that debt, which will help them to actually get going. So all of these things I think are important measures for students, and of course investing in universities, investing in innovation is going to help to enable them to gain the skills and find the kinds of jobs that'll make a real difference for them long term, so they'll actually be able to afford to pay off their debt when they actually get into the workforce.
Thank you, Minister.